Do you believe in miracles? Hi, this is Doug the Barefoot Adventure, and this is day 14 of my 1,000-day adventure. I've been trying to figure out how to start blogging or journaling about A Course in Miracles. If you're not aware of it, A Course in Miracles is a book and workbook based around a teaching on miracles, and you'd have to read the book. I've actually got through half of it twice, and it was the end of December, I started into it again. I had an audio book of it and I started listening to it, and it's divided into a series of lessons over a year. And so this last December, I had it on my iPod, and I go, okay, let's go through it again because so many people are talking about it, and it's impacted their life so much. And one of the big things that really got me to want to listen to it again is somebody mentioned about changing your beliefs. And that's something that I've put into my life, and I believe you should always challenge your beliefs. So when I heard somebody mention that about the Course of Miracles, I went, okay, I got to try going through this again. So I found an audio book of it that I had, and I said, okay, I'm going to start listening to a chapter a day and go through it again. So I started listening to it, and right off the bat, it was not what I remembered at all. And I went ahead and was listening to it every day for a while, and I couldn't figure out what was going on and why it was different. But it was making so much sense. Man, it was talking about what miracles are and how they're created. And then it was about the first of the year on Facebook, somebody posted that they were going to go through A Course in Miracles, and they had signed up to get an email every day with a lesson. And I thought, okay, let me, do that and, see what the lessons are, read, kind of read it and listen to it. And so I signed up, and that first day, it was at the first of the year, I get the first lesson, and I'm going, wait a minute, this is what I was reading, a while ago when I read it those 2 times. And so I went in and I started looking at what was going on, because one, I was listening to the book on audio, and now I'm reading, courses from the book. And so I went in and I found that what was happening was I had been reading in the past what is called the workbook. And the workbook is divided into a different lesson over 365 days. What I was listening to was actually the text of the book, A Course in Miracles. And so once I got that figured out, it made so much more sense. And so what I've been doing since then is I have loaded into my iPod about 7 of these lessons from the textbook, and I listen to those each day. And then at the end of the day, I pull off the first chapter and I add in a new chapter. So I'm listening to each of those 7 chapters over 7 times and then adding in a new one. As every morning I pull up a new lesson. And, like one of the lessons is that chair or what I see is not what I see. It's just rechanging your mind of what you think and the meanings you give to everything, while I'm going through the book learning about miracles. Well, another thing, kind of sidetracking, how I learn and read books in normal life is I will start reading or listening to an audiobook, and then as the universe works with me, another book will come up right near the end of the one I'm at. I usually have like an hour left of listening, and that book is almost perfectly in line with the book I'm listening to. And so I'll start listening to that book before I finish the other one, and I'll go through and listen to, like halfway, and then I'll finish the first book. I will finish that second book, and then sure enough, another book comes along, and so I'm always overlapping. And it's amazing how putting that information in helps. Now back to A Course in Miracles, I'm going through the text, listening to the book, doing the lesson, and then at the same time I have found another course that is a course on the Course of Miracles. And it's about 20 chapters. And so what I've been doing then is I put that at the end of these 7 lessons I listen to. And yes, it gets a little complicated. So every day I'm listening to 7 chapters from the original book and the 1 chapter from this lesson about Course of Miracles. And I'm continually remembering the short lesson for the day that I've read. And you can read through this lesson in about 2 minutes, and it's just something very simple to remember. Let me tell you, by doing all of those things, just since the beginning of the year, I have noticed such massive shifts in how I see things and how I'm looking at things. And just an example, today, 2 things happened. I don't know why, but I got a little triggered and upset about it. One was my mouse for the computer. Something wasn't working right. And when I was scrolling down, it was just super slow and just, it was frustrating. And I wanted to bang the thing, and I went, wait a minute, this is not the meaning that I'm giving it. Let's just reboot the computer and take a relax. And I did that. And then I went out to this trailer. I got another small trailer I'm rebuilding. And I went out and something happened. I got this leak and I've been trying to figure it out. And it's frustrating me. And the only way to figure it out is literally rip the paneling off the wall and see how far the leak is going. And that involved ripping out some other things I had built. And it's starting to get frustrating. And it's like, wow, oh wait, let's just change the meaning of this. And I just relaxed and did it. Yeah, Course of Miracles is definitely working. I'm not even a month into this thing. And it all has to do with your beliefs. So the question to you is, what is something that you believe so strongly? And are you willing to look at it and change it? Because if you have a belief that you're not willing to look at and see if it's right or wrong and then examine it from a totally outside angle of trying to prove that it's right, that's the definition of a cult. You've created your own cult. So look at your beliefs. Challenge them. Because as I'm learning, nothing is any meaning that we give it, and more than likely we've given it the wrong meaning. So that's it for now. Take care. See you tomorrow.